Hi, I'm Doug Rost, and today I want to talk about brake lights and being conspicuous. I just put on a set of hyper lights on my bike because I like safety. I've been involved in accidents before. I've been rear-ended by a pickup truck while on the bike, and I just wanted to increase that visual awareness when braking or when turning. The standard problem on all motorcycles is you have one brake light, and that's it. So I opted, after looking at a lot of different options, for the hyper lights. These are 16 high-powered LEDs. The ones I chose have 16 LEDs. There's 8 for amber and 8 for brake and running on the same module. You can get a couple different variations. I believe they have brake only and one other, I believe, I don't remember. I opted for the one that has both brakes and turn and running lights. Now, typically a lot of people, what they do is they'll mount them near the license plate. And that's fine. I think they even make a bracket for it. But you're still taking that field of view and keeping it very narrow. You're keeping everything within the space of the existing tail light. I wanted to spread that out some. I initially thought of doing them on the side bags, but then I've got to unplug, come up with some way of wiring in and unplugging for when I take the bags off. Instead, what I did is I mounted them to the bottom of my foot pegs, and that has turned out really great. Little tricky to do. Oh, here's the packaging, and I'll throw up some pictures of them because I already have them mounted. For my BMW, the foot peg is a piece of aluminum that's completely wrapped in rubber. So there's no way of mounting something as is to the bottom of that foot peg. The hyper lights are a module that come with some industrial grade adhesive tape on the top side. And that's just not going to stick. So what I did, a very simple modification, is I took a piece of aluminum, about 3/4 inch wide, put an appropriate bend in it, and on the bottom of my foot peg, on the driver's pegs, there is this threaded nipple that comes out. And that can be, with a 10 millimeter, easily backed out, and it's literally just a bolt. So first I took that out and made a piece of aluminum that's going to fit the contour of the underside of the foot pedal. Then put a hole directly where this bolt threads through. So now I've got one solid connection that goes up into it. Just past the bend on the underside, there is exposed aluminum. So that gave me the opportunity to put a second hole. Now I've got 2 points of mount, and it's not going to move. I was going to powder coat them, but it's already brushed aluminum into there, so there's no need. I just sanded them, rounded them off, and a piece of bent aluminum with 2 holes in it. I drilled a hole, used the existing bolt off of this nipple, put another hole, threaded it to accept a 4 millimeter bolt or screw, panhead screw, and just put that in there. That gave me a nice flat surface, and the light stuck right on. Now, initial thoughts are, you're not going to see it, it's too low, the bag's in the way. But I'll show you a demonstration, and it's completely not the case. When you are the guy behind, when you're in the car, your angle of view, you think about it, if you're watching someone and you're in a car in front of you, you're looking at their back tire. You are inches away from the bottom of their pedals. It gets it out quite far, and it really is almost just a direct line of sight. And that's important with LEDs because because their highest intensity is straight on. So really thrilled how that came together. The lights themselves, very robust. I'm really pleased with how structurally sound the lights are. Very easy to hook up. Pull the seats off and show you. You have a few wires coming out of either side. They get connected together and then just tapped into the existing lights, the existing wiring from the lights. Very easy to do, simple mod, did not take much to do, and the result is going to be fantastic. So let me move the camera around and I'll show you a demonstration of how bright this actually is. The wiring is very simple, very straightforward, and the instructions do a very good job of explaining it. Coming out from either lighting pod, you're going to have 3 wires, a brown, a blue, and a yellow. Coming from an included little module, you're also going to have a brown and a blue. So you start by connecting all the blues together, connecting all the browns together. They supply posi locks, wiretaps that work fantastic. You're also going to have, like I said, a yellow coming out from either one, and those are the ones you're going to connect back to your blinkers. So the yellow from one side, right side to the right blinker, left side to the left blinker. You're going to have a hot power, you're going to have a brake light, and you're going to have a ground. The ground and the brake light wire I have run back to the rear light pod, connected in appropriately. Now, ordinarily you're also going to take the gray wire and run that back, and that you're going to hook into your tail lights, and that's going to turn the system on when it's keyed. It's your keyed power. So that when the bike gets turned on with a key, it is supplying the power to this. I obviously have a lot of other electronics on here, so instead of always running a wire back to tap into keyed power, I actually have one wire permanently set from the tail light to this little block here. And this way, this little power block, I can take any relay, anything I need keyed power to, and tap right into there. Makes it much more convenient. So my gray wire actually comes to here. And that's it. Very straightforward. Like I said, very robust. Seems to be made very well. The additional item is there's a green loop wire that comes out of the module. Now what that's for is when the system comes, it is set to always flash when you're applying the brakes. I'm not crazy about that. So if you cut that green wire loop, just slip it in half, what that's going to do is that's going to have the lights flash when you're applying the brake 5 times and then go solid. Every time you apply the brakes, flashes 5 times and then goes solid. So far, I'm pleased with it. I think it's going to help. It certainly isn't going to hurt. And anything changes, I will let you guys know. If you've got any feedback or have other options or possibilities for mounting the lights, I'd certainly like to hear about it. Thanks for watching, guys.